Well, who would have thought Emrahan Hekimoglu would not be the most hated man leaving the Hex Fight Series 28 weigh-ins? That is right. Look, this card, this Hex Fight Series 28 card, is turning out to be more cursed than the Eternal MMA 78 card in Sydney. And good news with that is, although so many fights fell through of that Sydney card on the UFC weekend, it turned out to like some cracker fights. So Hex Fight Series 28 still has, you know, the core of their event being Joseph Luciano and Jono Mikhaev for the Hex Fight Series Welterweight Championship, which has not gotten the love it deserves. Now, I'm partly to blame, if not at all to blame. At all, meaning all to blame. That fight is just a cracker of a fight, and it's two consummate professionals that are just so nice, and the sportsmanship is right up there, and that can carry a card, and I don't care who else is on it. Jono Mikhaev is cool as anything. You saw it at the press conference, you saw it at the weigh-ins. He is, I've said it before, he looks like a whole bunch of rocks held together with glad wrap. He is a physical specimen. And Joseph Luciano has, I mean, this year has been just a nightmare for him professionally. So to see him get back on track, I'm very intrigued. But I'll let everyone know about the weigh-ins. That, of course, went, you know, as you'd expect it to. Both men were super professional. They stared each other down, shook hands, and then off they went. But it was still so intense. I do have some of the clips, Australian MMA _ on Instagram. Check it out. And you can see what some of the boys look like at the weigh-ins. But I'll go through some of the other fights. It's, like I said, one of the most cursed cards, but geez, what Hex is trying to do to make this all happen and hold this all together is nothing short of amazing, and I'll go into exactly just how hard and how far they are going to keep this card together for their first ever show at Festival Hall in front of 3,500 people. It's next level. But the biggest news from the Hex Fight Series weigh-in was, of course, Michael Tapau weighing 7.3 kilograms over the weight limit. That might be a record. He weighed at 77.6 kilograms. Now, with a 450-gram Hex allowance, he would have missed welterweight. The lightweight fight against Khan Husmak is off. Now, I have heard reportedly that, although it's not on, and why would it be? I mean, there's a whole backstory of it. I mean, at the end of the day, I think Tapau said something about he got down to as low as 74 kilos. He fainted. When he woke back up, I think he started hydrating. Now, keep in mind, I haven't talked to the man yet. He just hydrated, had no idea where he was, and all of a sudden, you know, he's at 77. Khan has said, obviously, the most unprofessional thing he's ever seen, and, you know, why didn't you call ahead of time? Which totally makes sense. You know, if you wake up 77, if you wake up 7 kilos over, you're probably going to give your teammate a heads up, you know, and just let them know, like, hey, I might not be able to make this weight. Khan obviously depletes himself, and then expecting a fight is not ideal. Now, I do want to give Tapau, if he is around tomorrow night, I'll hopefully catch up with him. We can get his thoughts. But yeah, Khan Husmak obviously very disappointed, as he bloody well should be, because he's been highly touted, and he didn't have the most ideal performance against Harry Webb a couple of months ago, and he was finally looking to get back on track. And like I said, he's a coach. I believe training out of Absolute MMA for his training camp. He's got students, like huge social numbers, YouTube and everything. Like, he needs to get back on track, and he was ready to do that. And it's very disappointing, and be it unprofessional, regardless of how it happened. And our thoughts go out to Khan Husmak. I do believe that, as gangster as Khan is, I was hearing that they were willing to accept, like, if he could get to 74 kilos or something by tomorrow, they would take the fight, something along those lines. And Tapau still said he wouldn't put his body through that. So, hey, look, you got to respect it. Make your own opinions up. Not here to slander anyone. But yeah, he said he didn't want to put his body through that again, so I guess you respect that. And the fight is officially off, and justifiably so. Khan Husmek is pissed, but we can't wait to see him back. I believe the next Hex show is March, but hopefully we can see Khan in there before then. There's a few fight cards coming up, so hopefully we can see Khan on those. And officially another fight that is out to continue the curse. Paul Logar officially ruled out. So many other fighters were offered the fight. Not going to say who, but to put into perspective, money-wise, the guy was offered 5 digits. I mean, take that as you will. I mean, you're fighting Paul Logar, but 5 digits. So, I mean, if you're good at math, work that out. That's a lot of money. That's what he wanted. I think I said that. That's what he wanted. No one's getting that in Australian MMA. No one. So, understandably so. Obviously, probably had to get his life in order, and we all get that. But yeah, no one's getting 10 grand to fight, even on a short notice fight in Australian MMA. So that fight is not happening. Paul Logar will, of course, just back up his teammate, Mad Max Kelly and Damian Brown and everyone at Base Training Centre. And they will just back their boy up, who is taking on Jack Lyons. It's going to be a hell of a fight. That was a hell of a stare down as well. You just feel it. It's 2 young guys. That, to me, could be fight of the night. They're just both those guys are ready to go. Jack Lyons, if you don't know much about him, bloody runs marathons. He ran like 53 marathons in 53 days. I mean, like, cardio for days. So we'll see how that goes. And Mad Max Kelly is as mad as his name. And as Paul Logar said, he's special. We just don't know if it's good or bad yet. But that's going to be a cracker of a fight. Another one that I wanted to highlight, Harry Webb. I haven't given him much love this card, but he's a superstar. Everyone knows he's a superstar. He's got it all. He's got the look. He's got the skill. He's got the aura. He's just, yeah, he's incredible, and he's taking on the arm Stephen, who, no slouch either, spent a lot of his time in Eternal. I think it's his first fight outside of Eternal. Guy's an absolute stud as well, so look, that's going to be a good fight. You'd say the favourites heading towards perhaps Webb, but look, I wouldn't be surprised if it's an absolute war either. Another standout, there's a few weight issues with some other fights. But of course, we've got to talk about Emrah Hekimoglu and Michael Manu facing off. Like I said, you can go see it at Hex, or the video is at Australian MMA _ Hekimoglu versus Manu, face to face, and of course, Hekimoglu right in there, straight at Manu, to the point where I caught Manu off guard a little bit, and he actually fell off the stage, but came back. Manu is as professional as ever, and Hekimoglu with the championship belt, which is always hilarious, and just talking shit. And look, I don't know if it translates into actual streams and ticket sales and all that stuff. I don't know. It's not like the UFC. It doesn't have the same metric, but incredible. Like, the guy has single-handedly turned the entire MMA community, bar his team with Barack Salman and Jake Matthews and Keith Campbell and all that. He's turned the entire community against him, which is exactly what he wants. And look, he is much CTV, and you can't tell me that you're not going to be watching that on BN Sports or via Ticketmaster at Festival Hall. It's going to be a cracker of a fight. Michael Manu gets to do what everyone wishes they could in the sport, and take out Hekimoglu. But either way, I think it's going to do a lot to get a lot of eyeballs on this fight. Another interesting fight that I wanted to leave you guys on. There was loads more, actually not loads more, there's about 6 fights on the card, but there's still banger fights. The last one is Rana Singh. Rana Singh versus Raja Shippen, 68 kilo fight. This man is had his visa cancelled, had some issues, came through. Rana Singh, he's in the country. He was going to miss weigh-ins, and he's officially weighing in at 10 a.m. tomorrow. he showed up at 72 kilos. And he said that when it hits 12:30, I'm eating. It's now 1 a.m. Now, is the fight off? It is not, so far. Because the Hex promoter, Jacob Watts, has grabbed his amazingly efficient MA1 sauna suit, his pads, and about 5 hoodies, and he is headed on over to Rana Singh's hotel room, and they are going to knock off 4 kilos to make the limit by 10 a.m. That is right. The promoter of Hex is going to work out one of the fighters so he can make weight. I have stories on other promotions doing other crazy things just to save shows. Say what you will, but Australian MMA promoters will literally get their hands dirty just to keep fights, and I bloody love it. But guys, this curse is worse than the Sydney Eternal MMA 78 card. It just is. But Hex Fight Series is doing a tremendous job to keep it alive, and I can't implore you enough to still grab a ticket, Ticketmaster, Festival Hall, check it out, or Be In Sports, get the pay-per-view. I think I covered everything. I don't know, guys. It's well past 1 a.m. And I just want to go to bed because I can't wait for the fights tomorrow. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's what happened at the weigh-ins. If you want to know anything else, Australian MMA _ on Instagram, let me know. Other than that, go to sleep.